That's music from our great friend, Mr. Gary Hines, leader of the world-famous Sounds of Blackness, featuring Ann Nesby on vocals. That is Unity. And we are here at 88.5 FM WVOF in Fairfield, Connecticut. The legendary Charles Neville will be coming into town, performing at the Milford Arts Center this Saturday night in Milford, Connecticut, bringing his quartet. And we are truly honored to have Charles Neville on the other line. Welcome, Charles.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I know you've been busy on the road with your groups, and you were up at Colgate University just recently, right?
Yes, I was. That was really, really nice.
Now, you're bringing your jazz quartet, and we know you for so many different genres in music. Saturday night in Milford, Connecticut. Who's in the quartet?
Well, we have on drums Mr. John Fisher.
Okay.
On piano, Mr. Kelley Neville.
Who is your son?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And on bass, Mr. Andy Warba.
Okay.
And on violin, Miss Sarah Hubbard.
And, of course, yourself?
Yes.
Saxophone?
So that makes, yes, saxophone. Just two alto and tenor saxophone.
You have been in so many groups of your own, of course, with your brother, the Neville Brothers. Now, when you choose a group today, what would you have in mind to bring out on the road in this configuration?
Just people who can improvise.
Okay. So it's going to sound different every night, right?
Yes. And these people, I've worked with all of them in different, like I've worked with Andy Warba in a band that he has over in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. I've worked with John Fisher in several different bands. And Sarah has worked with me in a couple of configurations also.
Charles Neville is with us from the Grammy Award-winning Neville Brothers, and we'll talk a little bit about the latest with the Neville Brothers. But Charles is coming to Milford, Connecticut, which is about 15 minutes from our studios here, and Charles Neville and his jazz quartet. Let me also ask you about you have made your home in Massachusetts for quite a while, right?
Right, I've been here just almost 18 years now.
Yeah. What drew you to the Northeast and the cold winters?
Well, I lived in New York from 67 to 77. I lived in Vermont. I taught at Goddard for a while, and 69 to 70. I've lived in the cold areas. But what brought me here was I met a wonderful lady from up here in Western Massachusetts, and we got married down in New Orleans and decided to move up here.
Yeah. Kind of, I married a girl from Montreal, so I could feel you, brother.
All right.
Yeah. But she moved down to where I live, but still, yeah.
Yeah, she was there for a while, and then, we stayed together, and after we got married, we came back up here to Western Mass, to the hills. To the hills,
yeah. And I drive through Western Mass on my way to Montreal and Saratoga all the time, so it's a beautiful area out there, yeah. We're going to play something from Charles Neville right now, Her African Eyes, and do you have time for a little more talk after that?
Okay, yeah.
All right. We direct our listeners to charlesnevillesite.com. And if you are missing out or a friend's missing out on the interview tonight, we'll be having it up at upperroomwithjoekelley.com archive, so you can check it out. This is Charles Neville. All right, we're back here at 88.5 FM WVOF, just having a great time talking with my special guest, the legendary Charles Neville from the legendary Neville Brothers, but of course he's been busy with his own projects all these years. And, Charles, we were talking off air about some of the great things you've been doing. Why don't you let our audience know some of the cats you've been working with and touring with?
Well, recently I've been working mostly here in New England with Jeff Pitchell and Texas Flood, along with Michael Allman, who's one of Greg Allman's sons. And I've also been working with Youssoufa Sidibe, who is a guy from Senegal who plays the kora. And I've been working with Gent Treadley from New York. And I've been doing things in this area with my own band and with different bands in the area.
Now
a lot of work.
Yeah, you come from such a great heritage of music and your family down in New Orleans. And what was radio like listening back then for yourself? And what drew you initially to music?
Well, music was pair at the house, or, where we lived in New Orleans. There was everybody in the family played something or sang, or so there was music around us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like just a part of our lives from the beginning.
How do you guys decide with all the brothers who's going to take what instrument, what part, or did you get first choice what you wanted to do?
Well, no, actually, we started, myself and Art and Aaron, singing together as doing doo-wop.
Okay.
And then Art found, I think I took him to a church where there was a piano and organ, and he started fooling around with that, and that's how we played that. And Aaron played piano also earlier. And then I had seen Louis Jordan in his Timpani 5 playing saxophone. And I thought, man, he looks like he's having so much fun. I want to play that. And so that's what drew me to the saxophone. And then after I started playing it, I heard Charlie Parker and James Moody and Sonny Stitt. And, oh, man, yeah, this is the instrument.
Right. Now you mentioned your time living in New York City, and I spent a little time living down in Greenwich Village. How about the music clubs back then? What was that like as an aspiring musician?
Well, back then the scene was really happening because there were the clubs in Harlem, Minton's Playhouse. I got to play there. I met Tiny Grimes when I was early on in New York. So I got to play at Small's Paradise, Minton's Playhouse, Count Basie's, the Baby Grand, all of those clubs in Harlem. And then in the Village, I played at the Village Purple Onion, at the Eighth Wonder, at Trudy Heller's, at the clubs. I can't remember the names of all of them now.
Right.
Or in the Cheetah, which was in Midtown at the time. It was actually on Broadway at that time. So I played with some of the bands I played with while I was there. I played with a band called Tony Derringer and the Riverboat Soul Band, and we were playing all the covers of James Brown, Otis Redding, Aretha Franklin, the stuff that was happening at the time. I also had the opportunity to play with Joy D and the Starlighters during that time, and I toured some with Johnny Taylor and O.B. Wright and some of the other soul music artists. And went up to Vermont for a while and taught at Goddard for a year and a half.
Mm-hmm. Now, such a storied career, and we know you with the Neville Brothers together putting on electric shows. I understand that you guys are going to do one final show, so they say. Is that true or not?
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, we did the farewell show at the Hollywood Bowl 3 years ago.
Right.
But now there's this company that produced a tribute show to Dr. John last year, and it's the same company that's doing this tribute to the Neville Brothers. And, yeah, they're advertising it as a farewell show, but it's like a kind of reunion show. We haven't played together in a while.
Right. So a lot of rehearsal going to be there? Or you guys just going to go?
Hopefully we'll get to rehearse one day.
Okay. The real musicians, that's all they need sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. And lots of special guests I saw, Galactic and, many people.
Yeah, Trombone Shorty.
Oh, yeah. Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one of his first CDs when he probably wasn't even shaving back then. Yeah.
Well, I think I got a picture of him when he looks like maybe he was 5 or 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
Trombone.
Yeah. We should refresh our listeners that Charles Neville will be bringing his jazz quartet and the Juke Joint Jazz to Milford, Connecticut, which is just right downtown by the train station, Milford Arts Council Center for the Arts, 40 Railroad Avenue, Milford, Connecticut. And showtime is at 8 o'clock. You can get your tickets in advance, and also senior citizens get $5 off the price, and it's very affordably priced. You can call this phone number, 203-878-6647, 203-878-6647. And, hey, Charles, I'm not going to keep you too much longer, but I want to thank you for the true honor of stopping by the show and all you've given us these years. And, you're definitely challenging with all the different music you've been doing, so that's great.
All right. Well, you're welcome, man. Yeah, I'm glad I got the opportunity to talk. And you can let the listeners know that this is going to be a really special combination of musicians, of sounds, because Khalif is a young piano player who's really getting it together. And Sarah looks younger than she is. I think she's 22. She looks like she's 15 or something, but she's a really great violin player. Mm-hmm. And, of course, John Fisher and Andy Warber are guys who've been around for a while playing jazz and some of everything. So we're going to have like kind of a mixture of straight-ahead jazz from the bebop period and some funk jazz and some of the great American songbook tunes as well as some originals.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night. Charles Neville and his quartet, and this is Saturday night, April 4th, 8 p.m., and you can go right there to a great venue, Milford Arts Council Center for the Arts, 40 Railroad Avenue. And, we're going to go out with something from maybe the one of the most, I think this was the last studio album the Neville Brothers did, Walking in the Shadow of Life. One of the songs.
Right. Yeah, it is.
So we got Ball of Confusion there, and never say never about going back in the studio again, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Charles, thanks so much, brother.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay.
Look forward. Hope you can make that show, man.
We definitely want
to that CD.
Yeah, that's right.
Or if not, you can give me an address where I can send it to you.
All right. Thank you, Charles.
Okay.